Namaskaram everyone. Today we will listen to the story of the 99 Ashwamedhas. At a certain spot upon the banks of the river Saraswati can be discerned a bend in the river. Here the river changes her course and begins to flow towards the east. It is here that the other celestial river, Drishadvati, joins her and flows along with her. The two rivers enclose a piece of land, and the Devas considered it sacred and called it Brahmavarta. On the holy spot, King Prithu decided to perform 100 Ashwamedhas. When they heard about the decision of the king, everyone brought the necessary gifts for the yajna. The earth took the form of a cow and poured into the yajnashala all that was needed, like the sacred havis, milk, butter, and other sacred articles. The rivers flowed into the yajnashala carrying the juices of the sugarcane and the grape. The trees gave fruits filled with honey. The seas brought precious stones, and the mountains 4 different types of edibles. All the guests came with their hands laden with gifts for the king for the yajna. Narayana, Mahadeva, Brahma, the Dikpalakas, the great rishis from the heavens, the Gandharvas and Apsaras were all in the Yajnashala. 99 yajnas were completed. Indra, who became Indra because he performed 100 Ashwamedhas, whose other name is Shatakratu, became worried about the security of his position. He was also jealous of the glory of Prithu, whose praises were sung everywhere. He could not brook the fact that a mere mortal could be more wonderful than himself. Indra therefore decided to disturb the yajna and the fulfillment of the 100th yajna. While the yajna was in progress, Indra assumed the guise of a Pashandi and stole the sacrificial horse. The guise was almost an armor, since it gave everyone the impression that he was a sadhu, a holy man. The son of Prithu got ready to chase the thief and rescue the horse. The sage Atri pointed out to the prince Indra with the horse. The young man rushed to give a chase to the thief. When he went near, he saw a mendicant dressed in saffron robes with his hair all matted and with his form covered with ashes. The young prince thought he was chasing a saint by mistake and did not hurt him with his arrows. When he came back, Atri said, "Child, this man has stolen your horse, is none other than Indra, who is unfit to be a deva." Once again, the prince pursued the divine offender. Indra vanished from his sight, leaving the horse behind. Triumphantly, the young man led the horse into the Yajnashala, and the people were so pleased with his achievement that he was from then on called Vijitashva. Once again, Indra tried his tricks. A sudden darkness fell on the Yajnashala, and Indra, under cover of this, stole the horse along with the chain of gold which was used to bind it to the stake. Atri showed him to the spectators. Again he was dressed as a mendicant, and again Vijitashva was deceived into believing that he was a holy man. Again, incited by Atri and again furious because he had been so easily deceived, Vijitashva sent his scorching arrows towards Indra. Indra abandoned the horse and vanished once again. These tactics of Indra were having an adverse effect on the people. His guise was so attractive and deceptive. They looked so charming and were apt to create the impression of holiness which was not there. People began to use them, adopt them for their use, to serve their purposes. Hypocrites and false saints began to wander on the face of the earth, and no one could see the difference between the true and the false. Prithu saw all this and was very angry with Indra. He took up his bows and arrows. When they saw his anger, the Ritviks stopped him from drawing his bow. They said, "It is not done, O king. You are the performer of the sacrifice, and you are not allowed to kill unless it is sanctioned by the rites. However, with our powerful mantras, we will summon Indra to the Yajnashala and we will sacrifice him in the fire." So be it. They were about to begin the incantations when Brahma intervened and said, "What you propose is not right. This Indra, whom you are trying to summon in order to sacrifice him, is an avatara of Narayana and should not be insulted by you. Yajna, the son of Akuti and Swayambhu Manu's grandson, is the Indra for that Manvantara, and the Lord took the form of Yajna for this purpose. Now look on the terrible consequences for Indra's disguises. He has created for the benefit of sinners this Pashandi guise which will nurture sin and deceit. Let there not be an increase in this sinfulness. Indra wanted to prevent you from performing the 100th yajna since he thought you would then become his equal. You must forget this ire against Indra. You are both avatars of Narayana. Should you not be friends? Forget the fact that there was an interruption to the yajna. Let not your mind be troubled with anger, because anger is the surest emotion to ruin the equipoise of man. Man will become deluded the moment he gives way to anger. Listen to me. The Devas are quite obstinate. They will keep on trying to disturb the yajna. And dharma on the face of earth is in danger of being destroyed because of the many guises adopted by Indra and copied by men. These guises attract hypocrites, and man's basic honesty may become eclipsed. Forget this anger against Indra. As for the completion of the 100th yajna, we will grant you the favor. We will consider it has been completed by you. Prithu listened to the words of Brahma. His anger against Indra vanished. Indra, ashamed of his small-mindedness, had the grace to fall at the feet of Prithu. The king of the earth embraced the king of the heavens. Years passed. Prithu found that he was getting old. He left the kingdom with his sons and went to the forest with his wife. After spending some time in wandering about all the holy spots, he finally knew the time had come when he had to abandon his earthly frame. He settled down in a hermitage and observed the yoga which would grant him the release. When she found that he had abandoned his body, Archis, his wife, prepared a funeral pyre and she entered it along with her lord Prithu. The earth got her name Prithivi because he had adopted her as his daughter. We will continue the story of Vijitashva in the next narration. Hari Om.